Bawumia be apologize any at the end of the day according to punchlines. Because Educhum, he's not known for punchlines. Because in the race, the MPP race, and Kakako nipa mienu Canada Japan Dr. Bawumia, the Bawumia to me mabiu. I was so more apologizing. Send ye maybe uncle ye. Now until they admit, send ye maybe uncle ye no. I don't want to take Bawumia baby. It must start within MPP constituency, police station, executives. Why more apologize for inside. I did it. A common. Omo amatete womono omo amuka amusha afoko kwabne Japan no me kwabne Japan boss or their check, but you must apologize to him. It's what Bawumia said. We the MPP as a party made a lot of mistakes in our governance. I'm begging you Ghanaians to forgive us. We are sincerely sorry. Apologize to MPP for the first before you come to Ghanaians. Yeah, no new contract there. Contract no only if for never start to office and start wa babonting. Now Bawumia can't say no ye cry. Oh, no do you must start it. Or see if you want to apologize for your economic mess, go straight to the point and stop beating about the bush. Dr. Educhum is not known for that. No, so Omatron who that 7 cents, the 14 cents of Dr. Educhum, what the amendment style the one Dr. Educhum cast on also there. Any apology, Dr. Bawumia mismanaged the economy. Look at this one. Say, I fixed education. You broke the economy. Punchlines.
If you put your vim lady, and then why just say why a shock? Because or share any pa or more ewo NPP more chocho grow or more cross carpet about Dr. Every Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia about Kennedy a compare with Japan. On Wakasa, I didn't say on Wakasa what was a obviously no NPP internal election. Now this time around. So we are better da Obaka Musa down quite better da in the pa a delegate 2000. Nano Bawumia LED. Aside from over 3,000 delegates. No, Kennedy a compare with Japan. I lead your imagine. Now, I was this time around. I had say, Vimledi a fear pukia. One also at me a dim kumobi, a dim winchly mobitoja. Now, she said, yeah, Kennedy, we need the heart of the NPP and the Ghana of one. A idea this time around. Ghana Libya air quality Kennedy. Now, at the end of this year, Bawumia camp, Obia, every Robert Kennedy camp, including the grassroots, the executives, everybody, from top to down, Omunina across the carpet. Dear, same meeting because our Bawumia camp. Now, meeting the course, not just say you're sorry, TV or mobile TV. Now, me person me come baby. Yanya Breni in Tiamusam, natural documentation. Vimledi, and then a pound for ne, about the shocking revelation about Tuja and what thing.
Aye West now. By MPP for Akache Ubekaya. Now say your friends and you. Bawumia be apologize any at the end of the day according to punchlines. Because Educhum, he's not known for punchlines. Because in the race, the MPP race, and Kakako nipa mienu Canada Japan Dr. Bawumia. Omo no my front runners. Osha Dr. Educhum ne Dr. Brian Champa so munyina no. Omo fighting, but omo fighting more for 2032, not for 2028. Baba Bawumia ni Kennedy Japan the omo last year ni because Kennedy Japan any Bawumia say 2028 omo nya omo to me mabiem the Bawumia to me mabiem Kennedy Japan to me mabiem Kennedy Japan even more so because ono when you change Bawumia it ye bedu 2028 no when nya 2032 70 something omo the age burial to me mabiem enu also na Educhum any Dr. Brian Champa ni new people ombeba no ma show mo they will eliminate you no maswa pomusika guo enti sese o na aye gidgide no Dr. Educhum say no de ne ho bagim ana ponche Bawumia say na no na Bawumia be pa achew you see now say last be ne ye kan ha say Bawumia must do a full blown apology Emma Dr. Kokofu kra be kan say yes e was so omo apologize say ne ma bi ankoye na until they admit say ne ma bi ankoye no enye say na no man dey me catch him say sa apology must start from within MPP. I don't want to talk about me. It must start within MPP constituency, police station, executives. Why more apologize for inside? I did it. A common omo amatete womono omo amuka amusha afoko kwabne Japan no me kwabne Japan boss or their check, but you must apologize to him. And you hope the money are there. You must apologize to them. All those people. And now want to take charity begins at 1 year of fear about Bontia and Obekabia. Man, who see any Educhum punching Bawumia. It's what Bawumia said. We, the MPP, as a party, made a lot of mistakes in our governance. I'm begging you, Ghanaians, to forgive us. We are sincerely sorry. apologize to MPP for the first before you come to Ghanaians. Yeah, no new contract there. Contract no only a for never start to office and sign one babonting. Now, Bawumia can't say no ye cry. Oh, no, do you must start it. Or see if you want to apologize for your economic mess, go straight to the point and stop beating about the bush. Dr. Duchum is not known for that. No, so I'm not sure who that 7 cents, the 14 cents of Dr. Duchum, what the man start BAB. Now, when Dr. Duchum cast on also there, any apology, Dr. Bawumia mismanaged the economy. Look at this one. Say, I fixed education. You broke the economy. Punchlines. Now people say, I'm going to marry 2028. No, you are exposing yourselves. You are exposing yourself. Say, I'm going to start with system straight to opposition 2028. Because I won't say this year mistakes. Got said, I'm teaching crop when you are there. Say, who's this year bonnet cry, goodwill no ye ve. Omukuta goodwill no ve. And to Amuya bonnet cry, Ghana for margarine coho. And then I know Monday that Dr. Kokofu Bekan said this is 6 billion. I will go this ticket moment. They are sure to be answered and confront goodwill no. Share a year. A diplomatic passport to Amuso Majama or the Mayane and it is Kene, Dentane, a Rocky Dawuni. And before Camodiama and Mongovo. Because another by office of the president, diaspora relations, soon as another no offer to friend Bediaco on an A in charge. And Mr. Vakova Belku Santana and Ikeo denominade. And it is a man who need to be covered behind the closed doors. No, I did it. No, I did it. I'm a man in Benin. That's the difference between NDC and MPP. MPP, the money Pakwana Begia can't so no, I did. Oh, my boys never for me. Now, I did the job, say your campaign. You must attract the 2 million votes. 2 million votes now, Mobejano. And a year first, Dr. Duchum Casena on fire, Imran. But Dr. Duchum, so apparently. Sikabo bre to pan in some enti many Dr. Duchum men trade on dangerous grounds. And there might be on my church back. No akwa fast because no so na no and sip cry. And Dr. Bawumia can't believe me when we so hopes in a posty. Hopes in a posty side way. Na akwa baba ya not say that be my fast idea no to or no so say there's 7 cents of a year first saying Duchum. No so the ban not say Dr. Duchum my education contract. Education contract ya mami reading chemo. Education contract asikano besi ne ye hu baby asikano wo. Enti na meka se Dr. Duchum nim de ye manu a. Entokwa bi wo no ma wo Dr. Duchum ya gentleman. Enkofa sa ntokwa ne ma ho because so omo do gat asima wan hwe ya waso be hye. Omo so inflated free SHS enrollment figures from 3.5 or say nipa 5.7 omo chere wo procurement beneficiaries nti na oye ne sa. Omo so 57 million to busy internet despite no work done. Say it can almost on Kojimra. Almost on masterminded the removal of Professor Opokwa Mankwa said the body in Nipa Beba Besha Honum and also Uncle Kanwasem. And boy, patron the men because be almost and now Pema, patron money the Munyamu Pegins and it cannot be the sense of a almost a sidelined and undermined Napo when Napo was his boss. And I say attempted to award his girlfriend, I don't know about that. I say, man, the Munamo pages some of the evidence about supplied Ghanaian students with expired rice. And after so much to a diabetes, diverted 2.5 million men for Gallup project, set up a self-placement teaching slot at the ma and call for Dr. Duchum to the end. To Dr. Duchum say, and call her, I grow you on the man, ye need because. About me, I can't put us on the respond here. Why are we with sound? A dumana mo yabafnomo. A dumano, a bafnomo. Because I don't know when you targeted Dr. Bawumia, and I don't know what you want. Dr. Bawumia was recently just your candidate, the presidential candidate. The Munina too many free AC Dr. Bawumia so. Just say, so we need, can you come back from this? Who attacking too much? Can you come back from this? If you say that to fix education, I don't think education was 100%. When we are not NDC4 will tell you that education was 100% fixed. A yellow track, any green track, NDC was very, very eloquent about it. And yeah, I did good. Me back where you man poma. You didn't free Ghana by America because of our double tracking. Yeah, they're quite free because they want a term. Not English teacher. Where get you? And your school fear you. Where get na teacher ni wo na say besin ko and obesne ko abrochire. Enti Dr. Dutum, men koka and tokwa wun to min pata. And kokan tokwa wun to min pata. This targeting of Bawumia, Obianya the campaign decent. Because now no Dr. Bane Champo saying about Bawumia for Caprama. No, I bet can call. Kennedy Japan to say, now Dr. Bawumia, find S if it took a Mahama. Kennedy Japan, the anybody is not, it wasn't an attack on Bawumia. I think it was a fair say find X. Say take him Bahama 8 years and send to me making this amount of voter. And then now 4 years, okay, so bet me now. But so be a do any said or something and at the Bawumiano. Why am because all this research now, 2 people are leading. Me who research a University of Ghana, Dr. Bawumia and Kennedy Japan. It appears Dr. Bawumia advantage. Dr. Bawumia because one marketing who that need to know. Or advantage among the delegates. Kennedy Japan fan base here more of street boys. I'm not believing it too. But you must win the candidature with the delegates first and sign away Babonting. And to more money ye decent among yourselves. Na punchline say I'm to money mohono. Siaga. Because Bawumia chop pay your bema he didn't throw shots at anybody. But even national executives ni cry you be catch Dr. Bawumia say look, the national executive failed woefully. Get rid of them. Dr. Bawumia has not once even thrown the national executives under the bus. Or making tell as leader, no, he is taking responsibility. Me and I'm a leader. Me pamocho. Wa marketing no kakra. And that is the mark of a leader. Same Quebec so a national executives no. Muna mama ye co-opposition. Muna mugu party no. Or see there be me jina ni me party wa mama. I think mo amaka no. Se mu take an attack some of the Bawumia so. Because it will just send you people straight into opposition. Straight opposition. Straight into opposition. Straight into because then TikTok when you chance be MPP for answer and I know Dr. Kokofoso Ababeka. Must same relationship with the academia. Can you catch a phone and go university, Dr. Jampo Muni Adiano Mukabi Mamno? You've lost all of them. Say I can't Dr. Zato. Dr. Dr. Zatopen on cat Obian Kabi Mamo, a brony bay any didija. Make one nano cofiton to see and what they saying. These are fake neutrals. They are paid neutral. I don't know who MPP they only paid neutrals, maybe. Say a Professor Jamponomni are paid neutrals. More MPP, Momo paid neutrals way. Go and pay some. If it is easy to pay neutrals, to become neutrals, more MPP go and also pay some. Go and pay some people. When you homework here, and send a macquabonte, someone you homework here, there is no amount of attack on each other. And a babuamo. In fact, attack Yamori attack Mohonokran and Bamako position them. You're too for a munti because you see me may need bonnet, every divorce or more jam and then come as and fire or modo. I need to the other than a bobo or mukrado per many miles. But sometimes I'll see a kind of creature so that you correct it in it. Now, option and what benefit it. A good one to call ye start you see a fear quantity. Yeah, can you come dima Uncle Facebook dimatembe 800 and something comment no more dimatembe boys and friends. See if you do what I'm say, Muridi mammy, not tell me the Minyaka with the Muridi mammy. So what I say. And so there's those things that I want to lose yeah. What's the raging? Yeah, near finding you also call your statue as well. I tell the beer, we are the only people you bet me kind of cranach. Few soldiers told me much, you kind of cranch them that. Yeah, bronye. Now go here, chama, kind of cranny chance are bronye. Fire, nemum jayatem didiano, jay personal attack, no, kind of cranch any pandabi. Obabe diatem. Mobile position. A dumani there, a mine 2028 and Kabia Mamo. Mahama so on cock. Dear, I say, don't get a cratches and Hontraba. Chat was Mubra, many of them are as Mubra, a fire, a say, don't get a oh, who will be that say in NDC? Or who will be those say NDC? Yet to make us a friend saying, parting a presidential candidate. And I can thank you to. Where they say don't get on the national chairman because they say don't get up a president, you, Obianim. A second get up so we are start against Eriko Poku, against Julius Zebra, and say don't get young question and thank you to. Why not smile? They say don't get young, why not smile? Who has sent you? But also thank you to. Because of so we are start. And not Rasmus Bra to throw to Facebook and no. It is a bad precedent. It's even get your person or setting. Say, yeah, we are small. We are national executive. It's not that you are doing it in collaboration with the president. It's the pan how koto who no just say you get there. What for presidential race no World Cup? Into all openly no ndin to muso or contest you. But no thank you to. Ni a camouflage campaign and they say you don't get here no. Camouflage na ras mubrak canon. And in country before Mahama so on 2028 nka I can't say don't get here. Eriko Poku Julia Debra. It is the solid team back and can be a mama. Half of the work is done. It's Bawumia advantage because Bawumia marketing on Kakada do. It is Kakadia the best snack and the Japan can say canine. Find S. It's only 2 million. It's very easy to get the 2 million to the post. It's very easy. These are your own people. Muye mojuma yenamo kasa debi chiramo. Kasa attack mama, you can get the 2 million to the vote and you can get extra. Bamu didi mu want them say. Now we have to be a man. No, we have to be a man. Go straight to the point and stop beating about the bush. We say I fix economy, you broke the. I fix education, you broke the economy. Now this is more failing. And this is about me the 171 question by any Ebola questions here. A better than award you to. If you yourself are your MPP presidential candidate, no, who catch your presidential, he say, break your economy. Now say NDC, but NDC be catch them say. Bawumia 171 75 questions in Ebola questions. Bawumia to me anya hute. Oya Mr. No nothing. Oya Mr. Brofunkwan and economic jargon to crowd to onim here. Na Mahama Konya campaign platforms on fireman. Why then you attack Mahama? Because they are more canon or canon. He's just quoting you people. Munya careful. I believe we say Bojidi. Bojidi cry abotre. Munsha Ponkumela munya careful. Munya careful. Mugu adiano. And finally, remember a chairman, DC chairman, you're right, Janice, as I be there, but I'm in charge of President Mahama Kano. Was it freedom of the press? A sacrosanct. A sacrosanct. And Timothy Amontana, Namunguno. Because Mahama said, 24-hour economy, no, only the good from there, just a give. Mohu. So, only the good from Tina make catches and medium fishes, our gold refinery, Munkotino, raging, so no, Eastern raging, Western raging, Ashanti raging, Mufanko baby, to gold, you know. What to me created 1,000 jobs, Accra, obey, Accra, 121 to be a Mokonya Bena. Move we MPP. It's more MPP, the Munya busy, Namundi Muatem. Mobebano, na NDC, Africo. Mobebano, na NDC, Africo. What I say, Munkoso, Namundiate, Mamma Van Copper, Mamma, I'll be back. And this is President Mahama Moko meeting the asa. And I know what he terms as a media no press no. And a bit me a boying. Now say I need press na juma year. I don't know why the video is not playing, President Mahama. Video idiot. Okay. Let me see again. Well, the video is not playing. There must be something. Okay, I'll fix it and get back to you. But that was what the President Mahama was trying to say. Mama fa chairman in room. Na yenhwe na Bawumia company ade adwuma omoso omobeye na omode abacha mama good evening akwaba
you feel I'm a child with chief in na but menka
ya metonka pa am say na ukọ baby ntino
because Ghana go don't need papa we yin they will support you
me that's it what yeah that's so because I know you're a very busy person but good job enya adaje mayen. Mama, me just a quick one on the Galamsey NDC MPP because I say Dr. Duchumatu at Senagria mobile me account before no power. But on this Galamsey, when CJ Kasaya West, do you agree?
Oh yes, I agree. But I feel my I will so find the tribune to all. Not that phone na you because Galamsey, find at the bag Ghana. What I say? There is a misconception, say Galamsey any small scale mining.
Different.
They're very different. The entire Gold Coast can be in Ghana was because of sending a small scale mining in a responsible manner, right? And so in Gold Coast. And before some small sand wind no more.
Hello, Chairman. Chairman, ain't freezy. Chairman, I'm consulting.
Hello, Chairman.
Fedi Asan.
My mom some history say the difference between Galamsey any small scale mining. No. So Ghana, you think I feel in Gold Coast, was the fact say they get me yes, some sand winning the river bodies. But now it's an issue. The standard has been with that for a very long time. Okay. But the banner that I'm saying here is essentially forestry. The banner by the mom of the history. So I say we in name. PNDC through NDC like I'm saying by Ghana. And I'll tell you why. It doesn't to make
aye, just a President Rollins a bit to time I know.
Yes. And I'm the mother didn't say about it. Because that's something that Ghanaians need to know the truth. But I say, because if you don't know the truth, you cannot really solve the problem. So Ubekaya, right? 2004. Ubekaya, the amount of history. This year, some minor readjustments. I'm not part of the company, right? I'm part of more assets. Okay. It led to some really problems on people. When you see your Medjuma, that was the first time. And in 2014, right? That was the biggest one. 2014. So we had the same thing. I think that was 2014.
I think that was 25% of your shares near point.
The shares, and this is I'm coming to the point. The firm Lucy or Medjuma, we had almost about 5,000 people lay on off during that time. Okay, about 5,000 people lost their job. Most of these people they were not very, very high level of you. Most of the junior year, underground. Some of this small scale year, saying they all lost their job. Like I said, when we did that redeployment, ADC sold their shares. They want another statistic. So okay, 2014 now, right? 2014, the same year now, right? Our amount of trees that we lost in terms of about in kilo hectares, right? In 2014 was almost about 108,000 hectares. How did you make us? Because that was the only skill they knew. Right? They all find themselves in areas of the country where they could still make ends. Exactly. That was when Galamsey started. Because they had to find a livelihood. If you look at the when we started losing our tree reserves, when we started losing this Galamsey, the country becoming a menace. After the time of Samuel's buyer, you said that was the time that this thing became a menace in Ghana. And to me, there is no history who brought Galamsey to Ghana. There is no, it's NDC behind this. Like I said, there is nothing to even get about, but the history is there. The records are there. You can check when our water bodies began to become turbid. You can check when we began to lose our forest. And you will see it all tallies with this timeline of Mide Maui. What I say? Let's not go back to the history, right? So it was in the NLC area. Now, the question that I wanted you asked me about, say, is it increasing? Oh, yes, it's increasing. So I will share the statistic, right? I always use the amount of trees that are lost, even though the trees that are lost, it's not just about Galamsey, but you can also have development. But that serves as much of a much better statistic when I'm looking at this Galamsey devastation, right? So I will share, I think that was in 2022 and 2024. That's where we had a peak. I think it was 2018. No, 2020. That's where we had a peak. Right? They say apart from Kakra. But still, no, it's really, really high as to what you would like to see. Yes, the question maybe someone will say, as a minor, as Ghana first, the bad any society we are no.
Yeah, but more importantly, before you go to the bad any answer, which is the ultimate, but say the Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice can say a question. No. Is it the politicization? Because Obiasi or fighting, NDC can't so much buy or PNDC, almost more fighting. In fact, President Mills Abreso, Operation Vanguard, buy President Mills, President Mahama, almost about 12 Operation Vanguard. In fact, here are some of we or can't or more no di Operation Vanguard name. And no did Mama Major Mahama call a danger Okouye. So it was a Galamsey operation and no anti-Galamsey. NPP for ban small scale mining, no, the license, which is not Galamsey. That is legal small scale mining. And no Galamsey. But Obiaba also you're not still said the CJ can west. Why is it becoming worse when your pompis can money gone down the drain? And what is the cost of the getting worse when we claim we are fighting it? Government and this NPP will be also fighting. Why is it getting worse?
Okay, if you have to me,
Metun Kapa.
Okay, why is it getting worse? You see, the first thing is we have to be true to ourselves as a nation. President John Mahama, right, about the impact of our gold reserves as it relates to Galamsey. Some more kind says, see, next country Galamsey with the and the subject you say, you see, so when you have a president who gives such a response, it tells you that most of the rhetoric that you say, he doesn't really mean it. What I say, so that is one of the main reasons why we have not been able to solve this. And then President Mahama, I said, so share your friends the history of the we've been trying to say that we are trying to solve this menace, but it's always getting worse. As a matter of fact, the only time who said there was some improvement was under Nanado. The back time Nanado made holding for about a year and a half. That point got to know. That was when we had any visible evidence that the was going down, because you could go to the water bodies and actually see it. But apart from that, I had a positive impact, As I say, I think that the reason why we've not been able to solve it is because as a nation, as a people, we've not actually had people that have the willpower that want to solve it. Everybody just puts a lip service to it, but deep down we are all entrenched in doing this menace to our nation. Your school of minds, your tech, there are a lot of knowledgeable people that can solve Galamsey if we really mean to. But the question is, who are those complicit in it?
Okay.
That is the question that we need to ask. Because say attractive solving it means so having the baby chance here. It's my thing, sir. Unless we ourselves, we the politicians, the clergy, the social media commentators, our civil societies, so they will say, the politicians will never be solved. Because politicians, both MPP stuff and these, we are all complicit. It's a MPP problem or NDC problem. But my biggest concern is if you have a president of a nation, and you able to make this statement regarding Galamsey, knowing the impact on the people, that's what I find very disappointing.
That is a president answer the own is only commitment the other source of the politics.
Only commitment the source of Galamsey. Only commitment, because you cannot say, sir, but because the president priority is amassing gold. That's exactly what he said. That the heart of the people doesn't really matter. His priority is amassing gold. So you cannot tell me say yes commitment to solve Galamsey.
Okay.
What I say? If the president had commitment to solve Galamsey, I'll tell you what you would have done. Also, my committee said we've been trying to solve this. We've had committees upon committees, right? And we've had proposals. Even Bawumia proposing, there's nothing wrong from learning from the past. There's a lesson learned in there. If the president doesn't solve it, first you have to follow the tax. That includes all these people with a lesson learned with civil societies. But there's no one never class to say, I think it's saying, say we got some amount of improvement, but still I'm back. And then that committee can come up with proposals. What I said, that shows the president is committed to solving this thing. How do you say about it? That's why when you any plan, I was your plan is say you're not going to film who say okay. In terms of the president has got no commitment to solve this Galamsey menace. And it's really sad. It's really, really sad situation for Ghanaians. Say this is the president's focal point. When you have such a dire problem, that's going to impact us for generations to come.
Okay. Very well, Mami Fanko, one answer the ultimate question, no class account. Mami Fanko, because I era a do to Sabe Pontimus, a mono by Bawumia camp, and Mucha than Bibiam baby. More breaky economy when he was busy fixing education. When I'm breaking, this is from your own camp. And we are looking at next year primaries. But we're moving my prayer. What do you make of that statement? No? Dr. Richum, what he said. Honestly, from where I stand, I think I found it unfortunate about the statement that he said. And there's a reason why one said, first, you have to take it from the question that was asked. Okay.
But I said, there's nothing wrong with Dr. Richum proposing that again, saying I'm here. There's nothing wrong with that. But the question that was asked pertained to why the president went ahead and issued an apology. Okay? There were some good things that we did, right? But Ghana for say, so the overall judgment was that we didn't do our best. Until we failed. That is the overall judgment. You cannot mince words. Okay, so the president or the former vice president went around accepting, said this is what we did. It's a good thing. So see,
Okay.
We failed. We cannot run away from it. So the question is asked to you, say, was it justified? I think it was justified. If the question was asked, say, okay, yes, but then I'm here for somebody in Jasso. As I can say, yeah, even though in the whole country, maybe we failed, but we did some good things. Then you can go ahead and just go ahead and espouse what you did. But after this, you start to fight for the presidency or the flag of our party. So there's nothing wrong with espousing his achievement. But in the context of the question that was asked, I thought that was very unfortunate to come from Dr. Luchum. Let me say, maybe he was overwhelmed, with the time or maybe the exposure. But I don't really agree with Dr. Luchum at all. I think, he could have handled the question better. And it's an unfortunate statement.
Yeah, but we also apology. No, I say, I was apologizing for failing to fix the economy, no. Because, but when he says that you broke the economy, well, what do you say about that?
Honestly, you broke the economy. I've seen it on social media, but when I listen to Dr. Luchum's speech, man, I've seen people have been targeted.
Okay.
Economy. But let me comment on what Dr. Bawumia said. What does he say? So me tell Dr. Bawumia apology, right? Dr. Bawumia didn't single out what we did wrong. So I can say, okay, now see a finance minister and the permanent me patch up, now did you before I'm bonds, yeah, me patch about it. What he said was, when you including our points, are responsive. What I said, policies are the buy and they can afford them. It's a betting tax like a baby and if you say it's good in principle, but it wasn't the right time. I said, but I said, for BB, oh, they want to be patching. You cannot really blame the man starting to want to care about the economy. I don't know how I say we buy me breaking. No, the man applied for everything, including the economy. I don't really see anything wrong with how the approach that Dr. Bawumia took. As I do was me, after the same approach. Wasn't the name of a brain in a year. And let's not forget that he was the former vice president. He was our candidate. Under the as president. So he bears the responsibility of the things that went wrong. And for us to go about and apologize for the things that we did wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But there's nothing wrong, sir. What I say, you might be brain and go ye. And I want you be free because now, okay, so go ye be free, man. Assuming, sir, that I'm apologizing for the appointees from now on. And if you're economy from a company, hey, and I'll go kind of one about the economy. So the man went about apologizing for everything, putting everything in together. I think that was the best thing to do, Samia.
Okay. But in terms of campaigning generally, do you feel more feelings and go for attack mana? Do I say any no about me and campaign so far? What is it? I said, what brought them Dr. Bawumia? We are current executive. Okay, well,
exactly. I mean, I said, one thing I always say is let's be objective. Let's be objective in our analysis. What is here? We are leaders of the party. We don't take sides. As a matter of fact, in the NPP USA, one of the things is that we don't support any candidate. I don't choose a candidate who wants to say, we cannot even try drink. But that doesn't mean, sir, we are in support of candidate A or candidate B. So we can last, you're about winning on January 31st, young never time. What I say, young never time, but a candidate because customer to head the party overall. Yes, you are at liberty to go ahead and talk about it. And if I say, me looking at Dr. Bawumia and people, other candidates coming after him, normal. I think what is happening is people see that he's the apparent leader in terms of the polls. So this is not the polls now, but I just say he's in the lead. And watch out, the people are going to chip against that lead. I wish they had used better means to chip against that lead. But how it's going is not good for the party. There should be a way that we have to communicate as a party. You're never be a kind of obey them. And you're never be and that is what I wish we would respect as a party. That's what I wish our leaders would respect. The flag bearer is not open. I wish they could take the same approach. Because what was saying, I didn't if I'm going to be a flag bearer. Now we have to go back and clean your words. You have to go back and try to justify with NDC, and that's where there's going to be a problem. It's many of the America said they should tone down. Yes, everybody wants to be a flag bearer. All of them they have good policies. Go ahead and market your good policies. All of them are strong in different ways. Yeah, them always say you want to single out somebody as a means to get to where you want to get to. I don't think that's the right approach.
Okay. But Obi Busa question is why now? That to a baby has been almost 9 months. I didn't have about me a pato. Why not in the beginning? Why now?
If you have, it's always better late than never. What I say? Yeah. From Swati, what did you man? Yeah. But elections. You all saw what happened, right? We could have, as a party, we could have decided to say, even Dr. Babak said you didn't concede. But he conceded very early. Even when the issue didn't even come out. And so the folks say, why did he concede? What I say? Me, I think, sir, sometimes when you go through an election and you lose, you have to have a period where you do an inside inspection of yourself. What are some of the reasons why I lost? Because you're quite election, we thought we were the best choice for Ghanaians. What I say? But Kobasa, Ghanaians were saying we were not the best choice. So we have to sit down and say, okay, then Ghanaians are the best choice for Ghanaians. Now we've sat down, we've had our internal discussions, we did our okay committee. You must have okay. When Uncle Ye. Just a young from Swan, not the Ghana was saying a year and out of my tear, Pamacho. They're sorry about Pato. That is not the right thing to do. You have to know what we did wrong, then we can apologize for that. So I think, sir, 8 months, 9 months is very irrelevant to the time period. What is important is admitting that we did wrong as a party, admit that we've learned from our mistakes, and then moving forward on it. That's what is more important. But the timeline for me is irrelative.
But so far, more campaign is because now Dr. Daniel Trump always be punching and just like generally, common national executives. It's more said I'm a candidate because of the can't be chair Bawumia, and they say do to I can be you. Candidate Japan, so the only one carry on the equation to find X. Because I say on all will be anti. So do you think moment I'm quite to maybe to clean up because I don't know I didn't say for baby almost so say when you clean campaign because at least if I start with Dr. I said look at I thank you to a campaign if I know you know. What the kind of that? It is a moment who couldn't talk about let's say look at your dada. So what do you make of how I'm organizing against the NDC for and underground no?
Okay, if you're a maker SMBC, the perception is the candidates or the candidate executive support one, your friend is saying candidate is very wrong. Okay? And let me tell you why. One of the reasons in TIA, you're going to flag bill January 31st, right? Is because of this. Because once you have a leader, people are going to coalesce around the leader, whoever the leader becomes. And you have 3 solid years to go to market.